Free Comic Book Day is here, and the crew is going to be diving headfirst into the chaos. I'm Reedimus Maximus.
This is J. Lovecraft.
I'm your Star Queen.
And this is 8 Bits and Dice Rolls podcast. Okay, so we're trying a different format going forward. We're going to see how this kind of works. You guys can let us know in the comment below if you like this style. This allows us to have a little bit more portability and to be able to show off some more fun stuff. It's a lot easier for editing purposes and things like that. But like I said, today we are here. We're going to be talking about Free Comic Book Day.
Can't wait.
So Free Comic Book Day is Saturday, May 2nd, 2026, but we're doing a first dive into kind of what we're going to be looking forward to. I know J. Lovecraft has not actually seen the books yet, so we're going to talk about some hidden gems. We're going to talk about the ones that look most exciting to us, and we're actually going to read them too and give a better breakdown of like what each issue is, how we liked it, and things like that. So let's start with looking at the actual comics. So there's 24 different titles.
Okay.
And we're looking at ones from Archie Comics, Blaze, DC, Dynamite Image, some of the usuals. We do have some smaller hitters too this year. We're looking at Titan, Udon, Vault. So some of the anime titles as well, which is going to be pretty exciting. And this is the list of the books that we're going to be looking at. So the first one that pops up for us is this is actually going to be the Pool of the Black One. It is the Chimerian. So a Blaze hit series. The Chimerian is back, true to the tales of Robert E. Howard, and brought to you by Masters of the Comics Medium. Enjoy the classic sword and sorcery stories as they're meant to be told, brutality and all. Get a taste of the action with this preview of the Pool of the Black One on Free Comic Book Day. So this is actually a pretty cool cover. I can't say I've ever actually read these. What do you guys think of these?
Oh, man, I remember a time in which was Savage Sword of Conan, published by Marvel many years ago. And I would just delve headlong into the adventures of Conan the Barbarian while sword and sorcery was going on in between the pages, created by Roy Thomas at the time. And just seeing that just takes me back to that place.
Yeah,
Just
this does
the
look
wonder
very
of it all.
Conan-y, doesn't it?
Yeah. Is the name Conan ever mentioned in this series? I am curious.
I'm not sure. Star Queen, what do you think of this one? Is this something you might be interested in reading?
No, not really. I'm not really that big
Okay.
into Conan, to be honest.
Gotcha. Well, the good news is there is a bonus that's coming with this from a Blaze, so that'll be interesting to kind of see. Moving on to the next one, we're looking at AMP Comics' Greatest American Heroes. This looks very Flash Gordon-y to me. But Greatest American Hero, he's back. The bumbling superhero from the hit 80s TV show returns to reconnect with his son, who only knows him as the crazy man in red pajamas. 7 days, one suit, a final sacrifice. The greatest American hero gets the ending he deserves. So I like the art of this one. It's kind of cool. Like I said, very Flash Gordon-y feel to it.
Yeah, but remembering that show kind of leaves me cold. That's just me. Yeah.
Oh, fair enough. Fair enough. Let's see. So the next one, we've got the standard Archie Comics. So I can already tell this is definitely a lot more digitally made, obviously, for the cover itself. This one is World of Archie. Oh, it's a one-shot. So that's kind of cool. Featuring Betty and Veronica and Sabrina, the teenage witch, but much more. Okay, so there's actually a few other things attached to that. I didn't even know Archie went that deep.
Well, the funny...
Archie's been going forever now.
It is very old, yeah.
They've also done like horror comics and stuff too. And Sabrina had a really good run a while back too. The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina.
I remember a time when in the 90s, the World of Archie, Jughead, all of them were from Riverside, and it was just comical. And always without fail, they tried to update all the fashions for what teenagers was wearing all the time. And this is no different in 2026 than what it was in the 50s. So
correct me if I'm wrong. Didn't Archie also run into the Predator at one point?
Mm-hmm.
I was going to say, I think that was it wasn't a horror story though, right? It was something else.
No,
that was like a crossover comic.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, this one says, so celebrate Archie's Comics milestone 85th holy crap, 85 years.
Yeah, that's what I said.
85 years.
Forever now.
That is wild.
That's longer than Marvel. Let that
and
sink
these used to be, right. And these used to be newspaper funnies, right?
A long time ago.
Yeah, a long time ago. Yeah. So moving on to the next one, we've got Ultimate Oz. This one actually looks pretty cool. I never read them, but I like the actual art style of these. Oh, looks like this is a volume 2. So I wonder if volume 1's already out then, I'm assuming.
I don't know.
Probably.
Something magical is coming. During this year's first Saturday in May event, AWA invites readers into the first glimpse of a bold new graphic novel from Eisner winner creators. Oh, that's cool. A free preview offers a first look at an upcoming project that will launch in 2026. We're not ready to reveal everything just yet, but trust us, you'll want to be here when the secrets start to unravel. It's kind of neat. Something different.
That's interesting.
Yeah, it's definitely something different.
Yeah.
Let's dive into DC is going to be pretty heavy this year, from my understanding. We had a lot of Marvel last year. DC is going to be making a lot of headway on this one. Manatee. I wonder if this is Jeff the Shark, but DC version.
Maybe. I
don't-
I think they're trying to put their toe back into kids style of comics.
You think so?
Yeah. I think this is what it represents.
It almost gives me a Captain Underpants feel to it a little bit, as far as like the art style itself. But let's see. So for Ben Clanton, the beloved creator of Narwhal and Jelly, I didn't even know that was a thing, comes a hilarious and heartfelt new hero for the DC universe. Meet Marlowe the Manatee. He's sleepy, snacky, and a
Yeah, that's a new
little
one.
gassy. Well, me too, buddy. Me too. Definitely not your typical superhero, but when a twist of fate gives Marlowe incredible powers and a chance to team up with his idol Aquaman, his dreams of the adventure suddenly become reality. It's kind of cute. I'm slightly interested.
Well, I think this is for maybe about the 5 or 6-year-old in your home,
Could be.
trying to learn how to read, and you want something kind and cute and cuddly, and you want to send them down and teach them how to read. There you go. You got
Kind
a
of
book.
does give that. Yeah, it kind of does give that. I don't know. Star Queen, what makes Jeff the Shark so unpopular?
Cuteness, basically. And also, he's in I want to say the type of game Rivals is. Hopefully, we
Well,
don't get
that
age
too.
gated.
That's true. That is true. We got another crossover coming up for DC. Like I said, it's going to be very heavy. This time we are meeting with Sonic the Hedgehog. I was slightly interested in this one too. The main Justice League meets Sonic, essentially. It's a team up you never saw coming and will never forget. When the tyrannical Darkseid breaches dimensions in search of ultimate power, his conquest leads straight to the world of Sonic the Hedgehog.
You think Darkseid's going to go after the Chaos Emeralds?
Oh, 100%. He wants to go chaos control out the ass. That is exactly what's going to happen here. Exactly.
True story.
I like the art. I think the art on the cover's pretty interesting. It's a cool like mix between the two.
You're familiar with George Perez? I mean,
Yes.
it has that vibe
Yeah, it sure does.
because George Perez was just the genius of comics.
Yeah.
Everything is
absolutely.
so detailed. You saw everything from musculature to technology to magic. He made it happen and made it live.
You could definitely see it like in Superman, especially in like Batman, definitely in the Flash too.
But yeah,
And then, Sonic is Sonic. Can't really go any further with that one.
George
But moving
Perez.
forward,
Yep.
so we got another DC Next Level sampler. So this one is from the bold minds behind DC All In comes DC Next Level, a groundbreaking publishing initiative led by comic superstars Scott Snyder and Joshua Williamson. The special edition offers fans an exclusive first look at the next wave of DC storytelling, creator-driven, character-focused, and packed with perspectives.
Are they going to let Batwoman finally marry her girlfriend? Do you think?
Who knows?
I'm not even joking. That's the reason why the original Batwoman comic got cancelled. Because
Interesting.
So she's a lesbian. She has a partner. It's a sweet romance. And the author was building up to them getting married. And then DC editorial just said no.
No.
Yep, they
Huh.
said nope. And the creator walked away and the series was cancelled.
Interesting.
Because
Wow,
the
that's
creator was
final.
like, I'm not going to turn around and compromise my story for your mandate. So, no. And they walked away from the project.
Interesting. Well, we do get 3 issues essentially in this one. We get Batwoman number 1, Lobo number 1, and Deathstroke the Terminator.
Yeah.
So that'll be interesting. But it looks like we're going to be looking at a deluxe edition cover for Free Comic Book Day. If you've already read this comic, it's pretty. Starkey, would you say it's kind of a horror thriller?
Well, Reader Miss, I'm going to correct you on one thing. So this is actually the cover of the graphic novel. There's not a distinction between the two covers. Honestly, I think it's getting a movie or a TV show of some kind. But it's definitely a horror comic.
Your invitation to horror's most acclaimed series starts here. From Jay's Tinian IV, visionary creator behind Something is Killing the Children and the Department of Truth, and artist Alvaro Martinez Bueno comes to the Eisner Award-winning series that redefined modern horror. Everyone who was invited to the house knows Walter. Well, they know him a little. Childhood friends, recent acquaintances, Walter's always been a little bit off. But after the hardest year of their lives, who could resist his offer? A week in a stunning house in the woods, overlooking a serene lake. It's beautiful, it's private, it's perfect. So immediately this makes me think of what was that game, Dusk Till Dawn?
Yeah.
Not Dusk Till Dawn.
It's-
That's the movie. That's definitely not the same thing.
Okay, describe it.
Until Dawn?
Until
Are you
Dawn.
thinking
That
of
was
Until
it,
Dawn?
yes. Until Dawn. That's what it is. That's what it is.
It's honestly way more depressing than that.
Oh, I'm sure it is. I'm sure it is.
I've read all three of those comics, and Something's Killing the Children is probably the best, like, thematically. Nice House on the Lake is definitely the creepiest, and Department of Truth is honestly just plain depressing.
Yeah. That's true.
Interesting, like, psychological thriller about Department of Truth, though. So I actually had to stop reading it because I was getting too depressed.
Well, moving forward from something depressing, we're going to jump into something a little bit lighter. We're actually looking at Stitch #1 this time.
That's an amazing cover.
Yes, that actually was a really cool cover. I do like the artwork on this.
Yeah.
Stitches, I really need to go back and rewatch those. I enjoyed those as a kid. But this one is Dr. Jumba Jukiba. I forgot that's the name of that guy, the big Russian-looking dude. The scientist responsible for releasing the blue furred phenomenon known as Stitch onto an unsuspecting galaxy is in danger of losing his membership in the EGG. I remember him saying, but the evil genius group / syndicate. With all the time that he's been spending on Earth, Dr. Jumba hasn't earned enough villain points to re-up in his next year subscription. So it looks interesting to me. I don't really know a whole lot on these comics. I have really been diving into Dynamite recently. I feel like they've been releasing some pretty good stuff.
So what titles does Dynamite have? I mean, not to get off the subject or anything.
So it's funny you ask about the titles from Dynamite. These are just some of the newer things that they do, but they do Ben 10, Buffy the Vampire Slayer. They've got Harley Quinn, Mumra, if you remember that character.
Yeah.
A lot of Thundercat stuff. They have Vampirella, Space Ghost, the Muppet Noir. That's pretty funny. They had Alice Cooper and Aliens. I forgot about that. They did some Alien stuff as well. Did they do? Yeah, Army of Darkness. That's a big one, obviously. This is my boomstick. Yeah, they do quite a plethora of options like that. But sticking with the theme of Dynamite, another series that they're very popular getting into is Supernatural. Do you remember that TV show?
Who could forget it?
And I remember how they botched the ending.
Yeah, I never watched it, but I have heard a lot of people complaining about that. But this one is the Brothers Winchester's return. Get ready to hit the road again with Dean and Sam as they prowl the highways and byways of small town America. America in search of demonic wrongdoing to put right. That's such a weird, sentence.
That's a weird way to phrase it. I mean,
yes. So this is actually from the author Greg Pak, who's done Darth Vader and some Lilo and Stitch. So that's kind of funny. But as far as the art and everything, it looks pretty cool. I don't know why this slightly reminds me of a smash between not Final Fantasy, but Metal Gear Solid and a little bit of Resident Evil.
Yeah.
Like the actual art a little bit.
Yeah, it does in a very strange way.
I think they're trying to go for Hellblazer because look at the font.
Well, yeah, I could see that part, but the faces, it looks kind of Metal Gear Solid-y. And then, of course, you have Knight Rider. Well, Star Queen, looks like you were back up in the air this time around because we are looking at another issue of the Energon Universe 2026 special.
I knew it.
So I think because they're introducing Mask, I don't even know what that is. It was an old 80s toy where they switched masks and they got powers.
Star Queen, let me explain. MASC stands for back in the 80s Mobile Armored Strike Command. What they're trying or attempting to do is drag a Canadian French property into an American G.I. Joe universe. That's now part of it now.
Well,
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
I think from what I've seen from covers, this is gonna be like the movie, like 84 robots working with like a section of G.I. Joe.
Okay.
I'm not up on the comics at all, actually. I've only seen bits and pieces. I actually need to sit down and read it.
Right.
But that's last I saw. I think Cliff Jumper's gonna be involved.
I definitely want to read this one too. I like the what was it, Megatron last year? That was a good issue.
Yeah.
First
This
appearance of
one
Megatron.
says, that's right. The biggest year in Energon universe history is here with 4 all new stories from the worlds of Transformer, G.I. Joe, Void Rivals, and more in this free comic book day issue. Join the biggest names in the comics for both a perfect Energon universe jumping on point and a can't miss experience for longtime fans. So that'd be kind of cool. Although,
Yeah.
weren't they sitting on this? I remember they were sitting on this cover forever. This just got released, I want to say like maybe 2.5, 3 weeks ago.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So it's a little generic.
Well, I think they're trying to introduce a new IP slowly rather than just boom, here's this new IP that we're integrating together.
Well, if I know Kirkman, what he's gonna do is it's gonna be a super generic cover, but there's gonna be like a major first appearance of the character. Because, like I said, last year was first appearance of Megatron, and that he was not on the cover.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. Well, we're going to move out of the Image and DC universe and move towards Keen Spot Entertainment Spotlight. So this is not a normal issue, from my understanding. This is actually from Mark Spears for Monsters. Is actually, so you could see actually it's in down here, but that's going to be what it's basically about. Spotlighting Keen Spot comics for teens and up like Mark Spears' Monsters, Tim Seeley's Lucky, Maid Cafe, Guy Clad, Holy Brawl, Greenhorns, Otter Squad, Kids These Days, and much more. This free comic book day 2026 special feature, the first appearance of at least one new character, and includes a bonus centerfold pullout poster by Mark Spears. That's pretty cool. I don't
That's
think I've
cool.
seen stuff like that in a long time.
Yeah,
Like centerfolds.
that's
It's kind of cool. I kind of like the
it's-
artwork.
it's been a long time. I mean,
Yeah.
since his era. So
What do you kind of remember, the older comics, what they did those centerfolds as? Like any specific cut, like actual issues or
I remember a time in which there was all the early image, in fact, like Wetworks, whilst Persacio's work. I mean, the cover you could just take out, and there would be like 2 different cover variations, but it's stretched across back page and front page. I mean, we're
Interesting.
talking extremely exquisite art. Spawn was almost like that in a way, but all
Okay.
the other image titles like Wildcats and Young Blood didn't. Okay, they just want to keep it simple, stupid, that type of thing.
Right.
But it was the second generation of image comics, which I remember had this broad, expensive, and you just want to delve into it, so.
Yeah. Well, and I know Wildcats is coming back. There's a Kickstarter for it right now, the actual comic series. So
I
pretty
hope Jim Lee does it with DC and Wildstorm, because let's face this fact, folks. He needs Wildstorm universe to come back again. There's no doubt about that, because all the characters which you see are attached to each other and their origins.
really
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah.
Well, talking about collectibles, let's dive into the toy box, Keen Spot Entertainment Toy Box 2026. This one is an illustrated toy box jam-packed with all ages fun in Keen Spot Toy Box 2026. Have a free comic book day 2026 play date with Pooh Bear Adventures, Robot Girl, Hero, Grubs, Junior High Horrors, Squish and Squash, Sister Powers, and Toy, and many Keen Spot Kids comics faves.
Aside from Winnie the Pooh, those all kind of sound like IPAs.
Yeah, they do. As weird as that is, yes, that does. 100%.
Yeah.
I don't think I've even read anything like these. These kind of remind me of the old Scholastics book. It's not,
Yeah.
maybe it
It
wasn't
is giving
Scholastics.
that. Yeah, you're right.
Okay, you know what I'm talking about. I don't know if it's the actual
Yes.
Scholastics, but that's exactly what it
That's
kind of looked
the
like.
the old Scholastic Book Services.
I think that's what it was.
Are you
Now I
talking
have
about
to
like the
look at.
Boxcar Children type thing?
I think it had that in there. Yeah.
Like, because that art style looks like that.
Where? Yeah, it was in these things.
Yes.
Yeah.
The family read togethers. I do remember these.
I actually never had any of those.
You
I
missed
did. I
out.
never got into them though. Like
No.
I think I read like one section and I just never got into the actual book itself.
It was like I asked my mum recently why I didn't like read any Percy Jackson or the Hunger Games or like any of like the middle school books, and she looked at me dead in the face. She was like, "Star Queen, you were reading Dante's Inferno in middle school."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh, right,
Yeah.
a little too advanced for my age."
Yeah. That is true. That is true.
A little.
Well, speaking of a little nostalgia, we've got Flash Gordon #1. If I remember correctly, this is actually just a reissue.
I think
Really?
it is a reissue. Yeah.
Yeah, they had this same issue. I want to say it was either last year or the year before, but it's
wanna say it
pretty
was
much
the
the
year
exact same
before.
story. It could be, but it's the best-selling sci-fi spectacular returns in an all-new black and white edition. Flash awakes on a secret prison planet somewhere in the galaxy. Upon learning that Dale Arden is the subject of an assassination plot, he's forced to break out and make his way across the galaxy to save her. Along the way, he encounters old friends, new threats, and a greater mystery surrounding who is pulling the strings of this universe. The first exciting issue in an all ongoing series.
You know, this does feel like you go to the movies every week, especially on a Saturday afternoon, and you pay your 5 cents or your 10 cents and you get your popcorn and all that. That's what this comic feels like, because it feels like exactly you're in that movie
poster.
theater. You're in that movie theater and you're watching a serial episode of your favorite sci-fi hero, be it Flash Gordon, Buck Rogers, it doesn't matter. And eventually we call it Star Wars or Star Trek, because it's all episodic. This is no different. I mean, I think this is original genius. Instead of being all color, they just put it in black and white. Hey, it's circa 1943, 40 to 46, around that neighborhood. And that's what it feels like.
I was going to say, it feels very like ink and pen, like the old school style, which I can appreciate for sure.
Why is it whenever I think of Flash Gordon, I think of the captain from Futurama? You know who I'm talking about?
Kind of.
Yeah.
Kind of. Yeah, we'll throw in a little snippet of that one for sure. But yeah, I do like this cover. I think it's kind of neat. I probably would pick it up because I don't think I grabbed Flash Gordon last time it came out, and hopefully there isn't a limitation on the issues. But we are visiting 2 different locations tomorrow for that. So that'll be interesting. Now, this I do know is a reissue. This is Terabytes #1. This came out, it was about a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
I picked it up. I'd never read it, though. That was my one problem. But relive the terror in an all-new black and white edition. In an age where technology intertwines seamlessly with our everyday lives, Terabytes delves deeper into the shadows of our digital existence, exploring the uncharted territories of human consciousness shaped by technological evolution. So I think this one was pretty cool.
Displaying the very depths of Tinder.
And of course, every single dating app in the world right now.
The weird crap you can find on eBay at like 3 a.m. and you have no clue how you got there, but it's just there.
That is true. That is true. Well, if you actually notice in the picture here too, he's wearing a VR headset. That's kind of funny.
And the furries in VR.
Yeah, these are basically the Tron guys.
And you know what? From a distance, you're looking at the cover and it kind of resembles white and black flame all around this coffin.
It does actually. You're right.
Yeah, that is true. That is true.
And it's like, it says to me, yes, you're going to technological hell and we're all living in it.
Yes, with the biohazard #1 right there too. Well, going forward from the black and white issues, we're going to be looking at the Oni Press Mind of the MGMT Fort Psycho Special. Talk about vintage look.
Yeah.
Covered, that's for sure.
Yeah. That.
Yeah, because this is a grindhouse style as well. It's a double feature on the actual book. I did forget about that, except it's called a Flex House double feature. This one is kind of long. From the mind of the New York Times bestselling Eisner Award nominated creator powerhouse Matt Kint from Berserker. Okay, so he worked with Keanu Reeves. Yes. Yep. But welcome to the Flex House, the first and only comics imprinted designed to conjoin directly with your nervous system to deliver controlled bursts of paranoia, anxiety, and adrenaline as designated by our mysterious benefactor at Oni Press. Before the arrival of Kent, first two shrapnel-laced new series under the Flex House banner, Mind MGMT, I'm assuming Mind Management, new and improved in June, and Fort Psycho with co-creator artist Brian Hurt from the Sixth Gun in August. Interesting. So yeah, I like the old school like this, especially with it giving you a double feature like that. It's pretty neat.
Yeah, it's got that old kind of early 60s Marvel vibe.
A little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
You know.
And moving forward, we've got another one-shot coming up. Rekka Comics feature is blank annual. That's interesting. The ultimate standalone introductory one-shot to the greatest hacker comic book of all time is here. Witness guest artist Gideon, Marvel's Venom and DC's Jurassic League draw an absolutely killer story by series regular writer Fred Van Lent from Deadpool vs. Punisher, which can introduce anyone to the 60-issue ongoing series. Look, this comic book rules and it's free. Get on the bandwagon, buddy. That's funny. I like that. It's kind of cool. Are you kind of seeing a theme this year of a lot of like vintage style?
Yep.
I wonder if we're starting to get more back to, maybe it is a little bit more like digital pen, but a little bit more ink and pen style at least.
Well, when you really look at the aesthetic, it's what is current in comic books right now. It's always the trend. And when that trend kind of repeats itself, and then it starts yet another trend and it repeats after that. It does that every so few years or so, you know.
That's also why I'm such a sucker for Doctor Strange comics, because often whenever there's a flashback, like, so we have like the modern digital style the comic will be in, but if it's a flashback, it will be in like the original like Marvel pencil pen, like.
Yes.
Yeah. And I do like that for sure. Hey, weren't we talking about Conan the Barbarian a little bit ago?
Yeah.
Well, get ready for Conan, Tides of the Tyrant King. I like this cover. This is cool.
It's Conan. What can you say? You know, the land of the Hyborian Age on Earth, you know, so I got 5 stars already to give this.
5 stars. So you're definitely going to pick this one up. This is an issue 0 too. So this is starting a brand new story.
Well, it's probably a prequel comic, I'm guessing, to another run.
Yep. So Conan the Chimera believed that Thulsa Doom's evil had been banished forever, but the Atlantean necromancer's dark power stirs once more, and if it cannot be stopped, the dead shall overtake the living. The Tyrant King of Atlantis returns, and all shall suffer unless Conan and his brave allies can turn back the tide. That sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, it sounds like a series I'm going to collect from here on out. So
I can get behind that. Oh, hey, here we go. NW people.
Boobs.
Actually, this probably counts as SW. I don't know if you're a foot, Kai.
Boobs.
It is.
You're saying it like it was a bad thing.
Boobs.
Yeah.
Come on, it's boobs.
Booty.
It is.
Feet.
Booty, feet, guns, hitting all the right spots.
Now, from what I understand, Gun Honey is actually like an anthology series, I think.
Interesting.
It's so the run of this, it's just like Pulp Fiction type things, like lots of crime noir, lots of like, you know, like back in the 1940s, we talk like this, right? Like lots of stuff like that. Are they dirty? I can't see from.
They are dirty.
I can't either.
Shadow in here. The shadow they're really dirty looking.
Oh,
this woman is a dirty.
The light's
birdie.
coming from the window though, so like maybe it's the shadow on the. I don't know.
On this side
we'll
of the
find
soul?
out
Yeah,
tomorrow.
Probably. I guess we'll definitely find out tomorrow.
We'll find out tomorrow.
Well, what's the story? Offered $10 million to smuggle a gun into the Kremlin, Gun Honey Joanna Tan enlists the age of a beautiful former lover in this thrilling lead up to the events of the summer's big event. Gun Honey doubles down. Okay,
Definitely pick up
everything it needs.
Yep.
Well, jumping from NSFW to complete action, we're going to jump into the Udon Entertainment Mega Man Showdown Special #1. It's Proto Man versus Bass, or Base, whatever fan of you are.
Can you go?
Based. Two of Mega Man's greatest rivals, or are they allies, come to blows, which Robot will walk away in one piece, plus a bonus story set in the digital world of Mega Man Battle Network. So I just picked up the remake of like the blue and red that came out on PlayStation. Very, very Game Boy-y. The series was cool. If you can find it, 100% recommend watching it, but I don't think you can get it on normal DVD. I did recently just pick up the original 80s, 90s Mega Man series, which is pretty cool. It holds up. For me, it holds up. I think it's cool. This will be interesting, though. There is a really good band that sings about Proto Man. I highly recommend them if you ever do end up finding them on YouTube. It's a rock opera, very entertaining.
Nice.
Yeah, I'll be picking this one up. I like Mega Man a lot. So Udon actually has a couple titles that we're going to be talking about, and the next one is Street Fighter Forever. If you're a big number 6 player, this is the way to go. You've got the new movie coming out here soon, and this is another Zero issue. So Ryu faces off against martial artists of this past, present, and future. Will these battles bring him closer to finding the truth of the warrior, plus a bonus story starring Lethal Ladies, Jury, and Sea Viper? Well, hey, Star Queen, that's your favorite Jury.
Yep.
So
Well,
that'd be interesting.
Street Fighter is, or was it Mortal Kombat?
Well, both are popular, just kind of depending on which side of the map you came in.
True. This is going to be for everybody who's been kung fu fighting. So
pretty much. I mean, you've got the Street Fighter movie coming out in the next few months. You've got Mortal Kombat literally coming out next week. So I think this is a good time if you like fighter books. This is the one to actually go for. I'm going to be picking this one up for sure. Udon is dropping yet another one. This one is the Manga Classics, Journey to the West.
That face.
Yes, this is the most anime thing I've ever seen in my life. I probably will pick this up. Super tweak. Well, he's a monkey. He is a monkey.
He is monkey.
A tweaking monkey. Yeah, I mean, come on.
Yeah,
monkey.
And a pig. Monkey.
You have shown me monkey.
Reject life, return to monkey.
You have shown me monkey.
Shown me. But why? Monkey.
Monkey.
Following the Buddha's instruction, Monk Tang Sangzang, Shangjiang, and his 4 disciples set forth on a journey to India to retrieve the Buddhist scriptures. What kind of evils and dangers will they encounter along the way? This introductory story also tells the origin of Sun Wukong, the legendary Monkey King.
Monkey.
Which, that game looks pretty cool. I just am not a fan of Bloodborne.
But I like
Journey to the West.
It's not a Bloodborne game, though. The devs have repeatedly said that. It's not a Bloodborne game. It's an action game. It's just kind of got the Bloodborne art style. So
yeah.
And mechanics.
It's not, though. It's more like a hack and slash with, like, counter mechanics.
I will argue that to the moon. But I digress.
Fair.
I digress.
Counterpoint, get good.
Well, that's pretty much what the devs told you too. But hey, speaking of getting good, how about crawling a dungeon with Dungeon Crawler Carl?
I have not read this book. This keeps coming up on my radar. Dungeon Crawler Carl is an actual novel that somebody wrote, I think during COVID.
Yeah.
And then it was self-published on Amazon. And then it got super popular. I think it blew up because of TikTok, weirdly enough. And then the audiobook was super popular. And then now it's getting a movie? Yeah, it is, because it's Amazon still.
Yeah.
Okay, so that would make sense. You can read the first chapter for free, and wow, you can read the lit RPG smash hit phenomenon and New York Times bestseller Dungeon Crawler Carl, now a graphic novel for the first time. And this free comic book day is your chance to read the first chapter.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so that'll be interesting. You know what's worse than breaking up with your girlfriend? Getting stuck on a sadistic alien game show with her cat. This free comic book shall collect the first episode and more of the Webtoon series with over 3 million reads and 175,000 subscribers. Dang, that's actually pretty impressive.
Yeah, it is.
Moving forward with Vault Comics, we've got The Name She Lost, Inanna. Was it Inanna? Inanna?
Don't know.
What's the synopsis of this?
Yeah.
So, from the writer, director, and actress Inanna Sarkis, an Eisner-nominated and New York Times best-selling writer Tim Seeley, comes the complete first chapter of a modern reimagining of the ancient Assyrian goddess of love and war, Inanna. The Name She Lost, free comic book day special. Once the home of the love and peace movement, San Francisco is now a city at war with itself. Mayor and presidential hopeful Tim Teller promises to fix the problems, but he has a new issue. On a brisk September evening, Inanna emerges from the bay, wearing nothing but a lapis necklace. She remembers little save her name, and that she's pissed, possessed, and immense strength and unwavering charisma. Inanna becomes a champion of the people, but her immortal life as a goddess of love and war is coming back to haunt her. Ancient enemies and modern monsters collide as long and war clash in a battle for the soul of humanity and Inanna herself. So that'd be interesting.
Yeah.
And I believe that is pretty much the end of it. That's going to be
That's
the first
it?
24.
Well,
wow.
remember, Penguin Random House is doing their own distribution this year, and to them,
That's right.
it's free comic giveaway day. I don't know
That's
why
right,
Penguin is
yes.
doing this, but you can look up those titles as well. That's your Marvels, your Star Warses, stuff like that.
Yeah, so in accordance with Free Comic Book Day, since Starkly was talking about Penguin Random House having their separate entity, essentially, we have also Comics Giveaway Day for 2026. It's also happening tomorrow in the exact same spots. This is where we're going to start hearing a lot more of your AAA titles from like Boom, Dark Horse, Marvel, Tokyo Pop, and many more. So going through these lists, we've got Garfield.
John, did you know that if you put God, how does the joke go? Why do they call it an oven when you put in the cold food and you out hot?
That's
I
a good one.
really don't know.
That's one joke I remember from Garfield.
Well, here's another one. We've got Jim and the Holograms making a comeback. That one's going to be
Good.
interesting.
They're overdue for a comeback.
Yes, they are. We've also got Power Rangers coming out. That's going to be kind of interesting. It's from Boom Studios as well.
Right.
You know, I'm not the biggest Power Rangers fan, but I've heard really good things about the comics, and I kind of want to pick them up. I don't know if I'd enjoy them, but I'm curious.
It's an issue 0, so it's a good way to either jump in or jump out.
Right.
Going over to something that's killing of the children, Road to Slaughter. I believe this is just like the house one, right? It's just the it's the same story,
I'm
just a different
actually
cover.
not sure. I haven't read Something's Killing the Children in a long time. I do know that House of Slaughter ended, though.
Okay, so maybe that's a continuation of that. We've got Avatar Legends, which also has a double issue of Minecraft as well attached to that one. That's obviously going to be for the kids.
Chicken
A
Jockey.
little bit more adult friend. We've got Master of the Universe and Dungeons and Dragons.
That is a weird mix. Well,
Kind of.
Yeah.
I could see it. I mean, as weird as both of them can be.
Now, I could see Conan with Dungeons and Dragons. Come on, but Masters of the Universe, no. But that's my opinion.
Yeah, could go either way. Based on the epic hit Lock and Key, this is I think it's a new version of Lock and Key.
No,
The
Lock and Key's
series
still
is on
going.
Netflix. Oh, it is? Okay, so
Yeah,
this
Lock
is
and
just
Key's
a
still
new
going.
version of it. The series is also on Netflix too. If you haven't actually watched that, I heard it's pretty good. Hey, look who's making an actual comeback. Actual Sonic the Hedgehog. I love this issue cover.
It's cute.
Beautiful. And then we've got Minotaur, the cold open. Not really sure what's up with that one.
Looks like
Looks
a horror
interesting
comic.
though. Could be. Very well could be. Blue Lock,
In full color.
special edition election version. So that'd be interesting. Oh, and you also get Dragon Circus as part of that. I have no clue what Dragon Circus is, but we did start Blue Lock. I really like that series.
Season 1 is really good. Season 2 drops off hardcore.
Yeah. Now this one should be pretty interesting. We've got Alien Predator and the Planet of the Apes.
That's a new
I'm
one.
all for this. I'm all for this one. This should be.
I think this is a triple feature, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
I hope it is.
Well, this one should be pretty interesting. I love when they drop a new Amazing Spider-Man 1. This is Queen in Black and the Amazing Spider-Man, so that'll be interesting.
Yeah.
So the current crossover storyline, which has kind of got people in a tizzy about Marvel, because again, Event Comics interrupting regular comics.
Interesting. So that'd be cool.
And
I like this
Mary
one.
Jane is currently Venom.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. I do like this one coming up too. Avengers and X-Men. That's going to be pretty exciting. Oh, yeah, it's Armageddon. That looks pretty cool. I like that one. Hey, we got more kid ones. We've got Spidey and his amazing friends. Jeff the Shark versus Venom Jeff. The Last Kids on Earth and the Zombie Parade. That looks kind of interesting.
It's like a middle school comic, I think.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's a coming of age.
Mabel and Mulligan.
That's a
Whole Wide
graphic
World
novel.
of Mabel and Mulligan. Graphic novel. Interesting. This one looks really funny. I actually kind of want to pick this up just for shits and giggles, but Pizza and Taco.
Comics are the best.
It looks pretty funny. School Bus Graveyard. This one looks interesting. I
Another
don't know anything
like
about it.
preteen title.
Cover art not final, so we might see something slightly different. Mr. Magic. Why does he look like
Why does he look like Nightcrawler?
yes,
Yeah.
that's what I was getting at. Nightcrawler.
So this is a
Mr. Magic.
graphic novel, so I'm curious if it actually is Nightcrawler.
Yeah.
It might
would be
be.
interesting. Although I don't remember him being like a magic character.
Yeah, but he
who
can
knows?
teleport shit though. Like, what is all magic, right?
Well, Tia, you better run for the hills because the British are coming for Rit Atkinson, which is actually pretty funny. So, from my understanding, this is actually supposed to be a slight comedy, but also historic events based on this.
Mhm.
So, I'd be interested to see what it's all about. Dang, Lilo and Stitch dropping a few extra ones, and Webtoon Unscrolled. If you know anything about Webtoons, this could only go 1 to probably 3 different ways.
I have no clue.
Honestly, I do love my webtoons. I think that The Villains Are Destined to Die is probably one of the most original like storylines I've read for a manga-esque thing in quite a while. I'm also a sucker for a series that can take a character who is just an absolute villainous bastard. But like, oh, okay, I'm actually like kind of rooting for them now.
Yeah, but it looks like that's going to be the end of that list here. So we are looking forward to Free Comic Book Day tomorrow. Hopefully, there's not a whole lot of limitations to the amount of books that we can get. Although, like I said, we are going to 2 different locations. First, we'll be checking out Mage's Comics first thing in the morning. And then we're moving over to Krypton Comics down in Martinsville, which look forward to those videos this week where you'll be shooting that probably on Sunday. This one should turn around pretty quick to get you ready for Free Comic Book Days tomorrow. And
Absolutely.
yes, I'm excited. I hope you guys are excited for those 2 Star Queen.
Absolutely.
Lovecraft. Me too. So with that being said, I think we're going to cut it on that one. Let us know in the comments below, what comic series are you looking forward to? What are you going to be picking up tomorrow? And let us know what's good, what's not good. What'd you think of the episode going forward? We're going to try this style. And I guess we will see you in the next one.
Later.